Hi, I'm Barry John, and welcome back to Let's Play Ratchet and Clank 2002. I have two co-heroes with me, and I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Discendo Vox.
I'm Speedball, and this is Planet Gaspar.
Gaspar is a very short level, because the only thing we're here for is to pick up the pilot's mask, which we'll need on Poketaru to get the O2 mask. So to that end, it's actually a fairly big level with quite a lot of optional stuff to it. But the core of it is just this little central area here.
You can see a lot of the design elements that were standard in all subsequent Ratchet and Clank games until very recently. Not just the spoken hub design, but the establishing vista, the themes, the small amounts of storytelling, and of course the need to always have at least one planet that's under attack.
Mm-hmm. And this is me just flicking through the weapons available at the moment. The Walloper, when I get to it, is basically a alternate melee attack for Ratchet that, I'll cover it later on, but this is the first planet it's available on. Let's see, Gaspar here. So, Vox, this is your second video, but I forgot to ask you the important question the first time around. How much experience do you have with Ratchet and Clank?
So I played through and 100%ed, I think, all of the games up until the first PS3 entry. At which point
the Future series.
I think so, yeah. At which point the weird tonal shift and the sort of stale gameplay design caused me to lose interest.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the Ratchet and Clank Future and then A Crack in Time really did a number on the gameplay and the themes of the series to that point, so I can understand that completely.
Everyone loves a good turret section. They give you a temporary feeling of invincibility as you destroy everything in front of you.
No, actual invincibility. I don't think there was anything that would even be coded to attack you in that case.
It's not. That particular turret doesn't even have a health bar to it because you're not under attack. It's basically one of those things where the game introduces you to turrets in an extremely safe position, basically.
Oof. I'm not sure when... what was the first proper turret section in a video game, but probably before this, since this game didn't really invent a lot of the things that it does, it just iterated. But all the same, a lot of its iterations were for the best.
I remember actually a turret game from the Commodore 64 era that started off with you as basically a coastal defense gun trying to drive away an invasion, and it went from there. But the new enemy...
I had a Commodore 64 as a kid as well. We only had two games. Something called Radar Rat Race, where you were going through a maze, and to a really annoying Three Blind Mice soundtrack. And the other was the much maligned Ghostbusters video game.
No comment.
My earliest video game memories were a Game Gear with Space Harrier and Sonic and Tails 2.
Oh boy!
And then on PC I had a combination of, let's see, Muppet Circus, which is really obscure and horrible, Mega Man 3 DOS, and what was the third one? Oh, I'm blanking on it, but Mega Man 3 DOS pretty well sets the stage for my understanding of difficulty in design in games.
You know what the really sad part is? Is that there are going to be people watching this LP on Something Awful who were born after this game came out.
I don't know if that's sad necessarily. I think that they've had the opportunity to grow up in an environment of games that have largely learned the lessons of this era, bearing in mind that Ratchet and Clank was still kind of very good, even for its time in terms of design. There was a lot of stuff that was much worse. Like, we can all have weird, perverse, sort of Stockholm Syndrome relationships with retro games, and it's great that there are people who now don't have to grow up with that sort of experience.
Yeah. And I mean, to be fair, like that's one of the things about the Something Awful Let's Play forum is that one of our mottos is we play games that you don't have to, and it's not because these games are bad all the time, but it's because like trying to get your hands on the original PlayStation 2 version of Ratchet and Clank could be next to impossible or extremely expensive. So somebody breaking this out and playing it for them lets people see just how these older games played and worked, and just how amazing.
And sometimes even emulation wouldn't be quite right, and usually the Let's Player would be able to demonstrate things that would be missed.
Absolutely. Wow,
And
close.
sometimes it comes with fun bonus features. For example, if we go back the memory hole, there's the old Zork text games. At least the one I played, Beyond Zork, back in the day, came with a manual and an illustrated book of all various creatures, which was intended for you to have because it had hints on how to defeat things that the game itself would not actually mention.
Okay.
This is the sort of thing that you would miss if you just loaded up a version of that and didn't know what the heck was up. And a Let's Play would demonstrate that.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Speedball, but
Ooh.
that map on there doesn't correspond to any of the worlds in the game. I think it's one of the cut levels.
Very cool. You can visualize how this room might have originally been set up as a cutscene location.
Yeah. Of course, I just
If they were really being fancy, it'd be a map of all the areas we'd been so far, and the places where we had not cleared out enemies. But I think that's beyond the scope of the game at the time.
Yeah, because that would have been extra.
Oh, hey, I remember this. This is where they were launching that rocket, and the guy thought too hard about the direction left.
I should mention, before we forget, one of the major developers of Zork is actually a goon.
Oh, excellent.
He's actually got an Ask Tell thread, so if there are any goons watching this, definitely check that out.
Well, yeah, it wouldn't be the first game developer to be on the Goon Squad. There's Jay Sawyer shows up often.
Oh yeah.
Wiz got hired by Paradox because of his LP work.
Excellent.
But we now have the pilot's helmet.
Pilot helmet.
Yeah, so I shouldn't be doing this right now, and I'm going to be spending a little bit of time being basically not succeeding in this little gauntlet here.
Oh no! We fell down the roach hole.
Pretty much, yeah. This is the path to one of the gold bolts on the level, and it's basically a very long gauntlet of rocket enemies and dog spawns.
I'm just sort of gobsmacked that this is a Ratchet and Clank game where weapons are primarily notable for the different qualitative and directional roles they play in combat, and not just use this one because it does the most damage until you run out of ammo, then you have to use a different one.
Yeah, like the flamethrower is actually good for crowd control, and the blaster can be a good mid-range sniping weapon, like what I'm about to do here, because the shots do track a little bit. Now do be careful because these lava spikes are damaging terrain, because they're the lava you see in front of you here, except vertically oriented.
And there you go.
And I forgot, I don't remember how much effort I put into this attempt before I just give up and move on, but we've got another like 4 minutes left on the video, so I think I was just padding the time at this point, because I said, like, if you're just here for the basic, like, qualities of the level, or just the pilot's helmet, this is a very short level. But hey, we're up past 22,000 bolts now, so that's a nice start.
What's the most expensive item in the game?
150,000 for the Rhino.
What about the golden weapons?
The most expensive golden weapon is the golden Tesla glove. I believe it's 60,000.
Oh, that's cheaper than I remembered.
Yeah, but my recordings at this point, I've gotten the first 5 from the one moon base, but I have to wait on the new Game Plus to get the other ones. Oop.
No, those are not generous hitboxes on those pillars.
No. And unfortunately, these guys don't jump out until they know they can hit you. So it's a matter of standing there, drawing them out, getting your lock on, and then jumping away. And hopefully not hitting the terrain. Oof. Ow, ow, stop.
Ow!
Mario lava syndrome there.
Yeah.
I know that that's lava that's congealing and whatnot, but it looks like delicious rock candy.
Oof.
Oh,
Oh man, kicked all the way back here?
Yep. As I said, it's a gauntlet, and I'm making one more attempt at it because I don't have enough time in the video left for another attempt.
I'm just glad that this doesn't run off of Dark Souls rules where you have to lose all your bolts if you die in the hole. You have to jump back down there to get them back.
yeah, don't give
No,
Insomnia
but you-
any ideas.
No, but no, but you don't replenish your ammo.
Oh.
And there's only that one stack of ammo crates at the beginning of the volcano here. So that's why I'm using the gloves now. And I'm just trying to bull rush my way through it.
Ah!
Yeah, screw it. Nope, I'm done. I'll come back later for the collectathon.
You can actually see your thought process. Yeah.
But there's still a lot to do here. Both skill points, both gold bolts. It's a bit of work in the subsequent video.
Well, you wouldn't want the collectathon to be too boring, even if it doesn't have the same bolt grinding issues as later games.
No, but to be fair, like the later games, they don't have the infinite bolts glitch, so the grinding part becomes more a different kind of issue. But this is it for Gaspar. Any final thoughts in the last 10 seconds?
We're heading into the final stretch for the story.
Not quite yet. We still got...
We're going to Vacation World!
Yeah, see you guys in Disneyland, or the Caribbean. And